phone is falling over, so let me just make sure it doesn't do that. Derp. All right, cool. Hopefully that's straight enough. It is Saturn's Day, the 9th. Saturn rule named after today. Saturn's Day, right? The 9th of April. The astrology is as follows. The sun is at 19 degrees, 36 minutes Aries. The moon is at 21 degrees and 54 minutes Cancer. Mercury is at 26 degrees, 42 minutes Aries. Venus is in Pisces at 4 degrees. Mars is at 25 degrees, 44 minutes Aquarius. Jupiter is at 23 degrees Pisces. Saturn is at 22 degrees, 46 minutes Aquarius. Uranus is at 13 degrees Taurus. Neptune is at 23 degrees, 51 minutes Pisces. So that's still conjunct exactly, but only by a little bit more. Jupiter, Neptune conjunct exact, 23 degrees, 51 minutes Pisces. Pluto at 28 degrees Capricorn, and the North Node is at 23 degrees Taurus. Today is an Ajna chakra day, a third eye chakra day. This is really more emblematic of your pituitary gland. It's not so much that you have an eye here, although it could be argued that our brain has a reptilian cornea there in the middle brain, in our ancient brain. But, so, Ajna. Keywords are intuition, mysticism, and understanding. Positive aspects are highly intuitive, faithful, clear-sighted, integrous, and orderly-minded. Negative aspects are having the inability to trust your intuition, scattered mind, inconsiderate, and blinkered vision. The mantra is Om, O-M, Om. You do that in the key of A. Spiritual activities are reflection, contemplation, meditation, creative use of your imagination. Essential oils are camphor, sweet pea, and heliotrope. Plant is almond blossom. Metal is silver. Element is the cosmos. The musical note, like I said, is A, oming and A. Crystals are sapphire, lapis lazuli, and tanzanite, and the soul lesson is detachment and intuition. So today, you can even do this. I learned this back in high school when I was watching a show on MTV called Rich Girls with Ali Hilfiger, whom I had this incredible crush on. She's a Pisces, as I recall. But she would do something like this to tap and stimulate the third eye. So today, being a third eye day, is the day to be doing a little activity like that, but also chanting, you know, kind of actively imagining stuffs like that. Meditating with intention, without intention. Because there's different types of meditation. That's, you know, what yoga is, essentially meditation with your body, right? So let's go ahead and pull some cards for the day. We've got the 8 of Wands coming out hot. 8 of Wands. So if you don't know, wands are fire. So if you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, naturally you're going to be a wand suit. And this 8 of Wands is all about movement and getting going, having kind of booster packs on, and like a nitrous oxide pack from Fast and Furious, which are terrible films. I saw the first one in theater in high school, probably around the same time I was watching Ali Hilfiger tap her forehead. But at the same time, they had like 10 movies and they're all horrible, right? So, 8 of Wands, taking initiative, striving for improvement, right? On the Saturn's Day, we can improve more, and you can take initiatives, Sun in Aries conjunct Mercury in Aries, where you can really be getting your vision made manifest. So taking initiative, striving for improvement, harnessing the available energy that is coming in. 8 of Wands, I can make this happen. The 8 of Wands shifts from the intense, fiery struggles of the 7 of Wands to the magical glow of visions heading for the stars. Very Ajna, very third eye. A sense of the mystical, Neptune conjunct Jupiter exactly in Pisces. A sense of the mystical has replaced the antagonism, and now that Venus has moved into Pisces, yeah, the antagonism, because Saturn is a co-ruler of Saturn. Well, Aquarius is what I'm trying to say. Saturn was a co-ruler of Aquarius, where Venus was, and now it's at 4 degrees or whatever I said it was, 4 degrees or so. Of Pisces is in Neptune, so it's going from really kind of severe to more kind of fluid and playful and dreamy. So a sense of the mystical has replaced the antagonism, and we can now see the light emanating from a luminous destination. The Eight of Wands contains a high level of energy and thrust which propels ideas and adventures forward. Very Mars and Saturn conjunct in Aquarius, right? Where it's like, let's get it going, but also Sun in Aries, Mercury in Aries. There is no time to just sit and watch the sky because this card demands very focused attention. And that is really what we're trying to do with our third eyes, right? Have focused attention. Eights deal with structures, the geometries, while the wands carry the raw combustion energy. Raw energy without a structure becomes rogue energy, unable to be harnessed towards a goal or a purpose. Once you have the accurate geometry of your trajectory and the propellant to reach where you want to go, you can work with complete concentration. Your productivity increases exponentially. However, there's almost always a natural tendency when things start to move decisively towards the destination to relax into the ride. Moon in Cancer, right? Venus in Pisces, Neptune conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. The shadow of these things is like we might get lazy, right? So when we have the rocket ship to get out of the atmosphere, you don't just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. In this instant, you must remain focused on the important details. Saturn's day, right? It is the detailing of a product, a work of art, or a piece of music, separating the wheat from the chaff that makes all the difference. The elements of an idea can be created rapier fast, Aries Sun, Mercury in Aries, but it is in the details, the unique composition and interplay of the elements which separate a good idea from a really outstanding idea. North Node in Taurus. How are we bringing value and kind of detailing work to this? Finesse, right? Very often, though, the detailing can be exacting and agonizing. Mars conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to sit there and carve all the little, pieces on the wood to make this ornate, magical thing, but it's like that takes some time. Oh, what's up, Lynn? Yeah, cool. That's what's up. See, 5-star readings. I gave her and her daughter some card readings, and there you have it. Her daughter came out crying from joy, not horror. Thank God. Glad I could help. She seems cool. So, very often the detailing can be exacting and agonizing. Being willing to draw or compose something for the 10th time when the 9th time was good enough, or minutely adjusting the bass on a track in an all-night stint to get it as good as possibly can be. This can be the part where the final boost to get into outer orbit can sometimes empty the fuel tanks, and we hope we have gained just enough propulsion to reach the frictionless vacuum of space. Greatness demands a drive unseen in most people, and that it really is going to be the positive attribute of the Sun in Aries, Mercury in Aries that we can tap into. Saturn in Aquarius conjunct Mars, where it's like, put in the extra work, put in the extra effort, run that extra lap, do the extra set of crunches, whatever, stay up and work on your music or whatever, and it will show later. So greatness demands a drive unseen in most people. Greatness, quality, value, North Node in Taurus, doesn't just come necessarily without work. As you work on an idea, what can you add just a fraction of to transform it from good to exceptional? Hard work isn't enough to achieve success. You must always be learning with the aim to continuously improve. You must be discerning enough to know what is working, what isn't, and act on what you discover. You must become skilled at creating the environmental conditions to make success inevitable. Very North Node in Taurus. Create conditions for success and value, basically. Eight of Wands, taking initiative, striving for improvement, and harnessing the available energy coming in. And like I said, with Mars conjunct Aquarius and Mars conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, I always misspeak. God, I'm just waking up. We really can shoot to the moon or shoot to another universe, right? We're leaving the old behind and we're shooting up. Houston, we don't have any problems other than maybe laziness or self-confidence, and we need to basically, false confidence, and we need to focus our vision on the Saturn's day, third eye chakra, into that which we want to pioneer into, frontier into. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they had the vision and they had the drive. And I'm not saying Rome was the best example. The Mayans, if you want to be a little more, heart-centric or whatever. We got the King of Swords on this Saturn's day as the clarifier. It's showing you a Viking, kind of Lothar. Actually, that's more of a caveman. But King of Swords is like Conan the Barbarian, who could use his head. So the King of Swords is as follows for a clarifier. It's the earthy, the grounded, material, kind of pragmatic part of air, the mentality, the intellection. Gather all the facts. Synthesize a logical solution benefiting all, having resistance to pain, and using your intellectual power to grow and prosper by pursuing your ideals. I believe in a fair world for all. So we're pursuing our ideals. We're trying to see clearly with this Ajna chakra, right? We're trying to, I can see clearly now that my ego is kind of on check and my vision is put into motion. But that doesn't mean you just sit there and go, oh, we're going on an adventure. Kind of like that Hobbit meme. It's like, I'm going on an adventure. It's like, oh, you have no clue, Frodo or Bilbo or whoever it was. You got to use your head. You can't, don't attract the orcs and trolls, put on the ring with Smaug, all that kind of stuff. So we need to be using our heads. And with Mercury in Aries, we have to use our head like a warrior. But with Aries Sun and Moon in Cancer, we want to kind of do the nourishing and helpful things to ourselves. Moon in Cancer, do what feels good, but make moves. Don't just sit around and don't expect it to come to you. Move towards it. He didn't become a Viking conqueror by just sitting around on his shoreline in Norway and saying, oh, I'm happy. Me and Sven and Svetlanka, or whatever their names would be, are happy in this little cove. They said, no, we're going to go rape and pillage everybody. In fact, there's actually quite a bit of Norman conquest in England and Scotland. A lot of burial sites of their ships. All over Europe, really, but the coastal kind of, I think that's the Northern Sea. I'm not even sure, but they got around. They didn't sit on it. They made moves, right? They had a vision. It might not have been a good vision in our modern parlance or modern standards of let's go take everything in conquest. Very Aries Sun Mercury. It's like let's go dominate. Let's go kick ass. Saturn's day, right? So hopefully you attract with Venus in Pisces, with Neptune conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. You attract your dream, the infinite possibilities, and you move towards the Aries Sun, Mercury in Aries, right? As a warrior would. Maybe with a little less blood and guts and rape and pillage. A little more creativity and finesse and North Node for everybody's value. South Node in Scorpio would be like, yeah, let's go be pirates and, do all that crazy shit, Viking style. But we're more in North Node Taurus times, so let's not do that, right? Let's not say we did. We got number 1, the gorilla, as the divine animal oracle. Number 1, right? The gorilla. And there's even a warrior spear next to him. So this is some big Taurus, North Node, Uranus and Taurus energy. The first card of this deck is as follows. Gorilla, peace, right? Like I was saying, even though we've got the energy of a warrior, we want to go out there and kick ass and take names, like do it in a peaceful plant eater way. Don't be a Tyrannosaurus Rex about it. Peace, to seek or negotiate for peace is a position of strength, not weakness. Choose peace rather than war. Strong leaders lead by example. And I should say, because the sun is in Aries, that means the earth is in Libra. So, how do you bring your ideas and actions best to the forefront? By being balanced in the physical. Choose peace rather than war. Strong leaders lead by example. North Node Taurus is like, look what I can do. Eight of wands. It's like, here's my vision. Let's make it so. Kubla Khan. The greatest kind of strength involves restraint, and don't judge a book by its cover. Mythos. Ingi was one of the 4 sons of Zamba, the creator god of the Yawande people of Cameroon and Africa. All of nature, including the sky and stars, was made by Zamba, all things except human beings. He decided to give that job of creation to his 4 sons, with the instruction that they make man into their own image. His sons were Nkokan, the mantis, who was wise, and I've seen a mantid being on DMT, so that's kind of interesting. Wo, the chimpanzee, who was curious. Atukut, the lizard, who played the fool, and of course Ingi, the gorilla, who was strong. It is said that Ingi was in the thick forest with his family of wives and children. A man decided that he wanted to see Ingi for himself, as he thought he and his people may be stronger. So he followed Ingi into the forest to watch him. He watched him rule over his realm and nature with fairness and peace. He watched him share food. He watched Ingi settle arguments and watched him gently play with the young ones. The man watched, but he didn't see Ingi display any great strength. He wasn't like being a Viking about it, right? He wasn't being showy. One day, the man came into the clearing and threatened Ingi. Ingi did not react to the man's threats, other than to ask him to go back to his own place if this was how he wished to act. Very kind of chill, right? Moon in Cancer, taking care of his kids. Finally, Ingi stood up to leave, and as he did, he picked up a huge stone boulder. He did not even face the man. He simply picked up the boulder and then set it down, kind of like lifting like, 300-pound weight or something. He then returned to the forest. The man realized what he just witnessed was true strength, the kind that has at its heart restraint, right? So we do want to move towards our dreams in a lot of action-oriented way, use our heads and conquer and dominate potentials, right, as opposed to people. We want to do it in a peaceful way too. So use your strength, but only, it's a kind of big stick policy, which is kind of controversial, but it's like, you have a stick and you can use it if you need to. You don't just beat up everybody with your stick. The animal, wild gorillas, of which there are 4 species, are only found in Africa, and I think that's funny that the mythos had 4 sons, and there's only 4 types of gorillas. They are the largest living primates and share between 95 to 99% of their DNA with humans, so they are siblings of a different type. Mountain gorillas are found in the highlands of Rwanda, Uganda, and the Republic of Congo. They are listed as endangered, which has decreased from being listed as critically endangered prior to 2018. Western lowland gorillas have 2 subspecies and are found in Central West Africa, nations such as Cameroon. Eastern lowland gorillas are found in Congo. Cross River gorillas are only found at the Cameroon and Nigerian border area on the Cross River, hence the name Cross River gorillas. Gorillas live in social groups called troops, very Saturn and Aquarius, right? They're organized in a very social way, with a lead male and normally groups of females and their offspring. They have an emotional life, Moon and Cancer, both laughing and crying being among other emotions that they express. Despite their size and incredible strength, Aries Sun, right? Gorillas are peaceful creatures that rarely fight or injure each other. Venus and Pisces, they care and they nurture, Moon and Cancer. They don't just kill each other and cannibalize. I mean, maybe they're violent, but it's like they'd rather have a valuable time, North Node and Taurus, than a deadly time, South Node and Scorpio. In the very rare cases where a male silverback has to defend his troop against other gorillas or a leopard, it can be a fight to the death. It's a rare instance, though, right? Like us, gorillas have individual fingerprints and use tools. They are intelligent and even mediate between each other to sort out their differences. The mature, dark-coated male with a saddle of silver on his back, or the silverback, also happily plays and shields the very small and dependent infants from any harm. Very Moon and Cancer. Oh, he's going to take care of everybody. So they are warriors, and we're being called with the Aries Sun and Mercury in Aries to be warriors of the mind and action, but we want to be peaceful and calm and use wisdom and intuition in all these scenarios. Ajna Day, Third Eye Day. Saturn, build a world of structure and value, North Node and Taurus, Saturn's Day. And one of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, not the warmongers, right? The magic. Everyone has heard of King Kong, so perhaps the idea of gorilla magic inciting peace and sociability may be shocking. We know of the huge physical strength of gorillas, yet this power is used with incredible restraint. When you need to exercise the same restraint or you need to be a peacemaker in a situation, call on gorilla magic to assist. And maybe the restraint, we're being told action, 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 go, 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 go. And use your head, oh my gosh, go, 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 go. But make sure you're taking a deep breath also. Have a little, restraint is a strong word, but have a little kind of finesse about it. Sorry, I just seen a car and people getting out of their car at a really random place in the road, so I'm like, are they okay? Symbology, silverback, gorilla hand, gorilla on the summit of a mountain status. Cross river gorillas are critically endangered. Mountain gorillas are now listed as endangered, and both western and eastern lowland gorillas are critically endangered. Let me shut this window because the dogs won't shut up. It doesn't really make a difference though. The greatest threats are disease, hunting, and huge habitat loss. So unfortunately, these 95 to 99% genetically similar things to us are disappearing. So hopefully we can use our wisdom to keep them around a little longer and be actionable, right, in our thinking and be like, all right, let's not deforest the thing. Slash and burn techniques don't work, and running around and just cutting up gorillas for dumb reasons is stupid, so let's not do that. But we're being told today, right, on the 8 of Wands, shoot for the moon, right? Go for the new dimension. This is almost like Deep Space Nine, one of the best Star Treks. If you ever watched a Star Trek show on Netflix, it's got Deep Space Nine. Thank me later. The other ones are fine, Next Generation and all that, but it's like Deep Space Nine is where it's at. So, King Kong, right? He's an interesting dude. It's actually like a really weird, if you want to get really, really weird and sociological Team Rabbit Hole shit, it's like the vision of the African man, like stealing white women and all this kind of xenophobic fears of Hollywood in the 30s and 40s. So it's weird shit. But anyway, so at an archetypal level. So we've got this power to shoot through. We need to use our heads, but also keep our chill while we're doing it. And really meditating doesn't hurt there. Let's go ahead and get an I Ching card. I'm having to, as of yesterday, a local, he doesn't live in my house, but he's going to be using my bathroom when he has to go number 2, I guess. Maybe all the time, I don't know. And my kitchen. So there's a good chance at some point some dude will come in here make noise. So I'm trying to do this quicker than not. We've got number 58, and this looks a lot like the art of the 8 of Wands. Shooting up, right? It's a tree, I think. Oh, it's someone being like launched up or held up, I guess, like on a platform. But to me, it looked like a launch pad and a rocket for a second. So number 58. And if you don't know, the I Ching is a hexagram-based intuition system of the Chinese. It's been around for a long, long time, and it very much corresponds to the gene keys and human design. That's what that's based off of, basically. Okay, so where is it? It's part of the book, really. Here it is. Okay, because it's like part of the book fell out, and that's the part of the book that fell out. All right, so, I'll have to look at the organization of these later. Joyful the Lake, 58. I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right one. Greatness, so the Chinese proverb goes, comes through joy. Serenity or peace, the gorilla, right? Peace. We can do great things. 8 of Wands. We can move into new dimensions if we use our heads, but you want to be peaceful about it. Greatness comes through joy, so the Chinese proverb goes. Serenity conquers people's hearts and strengthens feelings of togetherness. One serious and lofty expression does not necessarily mean that a creative spirit lurks behind it. I watched actually on Netflix last night a little special on Jimmy Savile. Horrifying and interesting if you want to watch that. He's a Scorpio sun. A few things in Scorpio, Mercury and stuff like that. It might have even been 8th house with a moon in Virgo. So check that out, right? He exuded this like greatness and joy, but he was a real creep and a pedophile, basically. One serious, lofty expression, a Jimmy Savile personality type. He did have Jupiter in Aquarius, which I also have. So I was like, oh shit, we're weirdos. I get it, but goddamn, don't be that guy. One serious and lofty expression does not necessarily mean that a creative spirit lurks behind it. All the more is achieved with cheerful composure rather than grim earnestness, right? And on a Saturn's day, when it's ruled by Saturn with so much, Mars in Aquarius, Mars and Saturn in Aquarius, which is co-ruled by Saturn, God, I can't speak, with Pluto and Capricorn, we might be a little serious. So we need to bring play, Moon in Cancer, Venus in Pisces. We need to bring softness and peace. Your lightheartedness will rarely slip into arrogance if you remain aware of the seriousness of the situation. You feel committed to your ideals within. Outwardly, you show goodness and understanding. This earns you trust of friends. You are like a calm or peaceful, clear lake giving cool refreshment on a hot summer's day. So that's a beautiful image, right? Where we can really launch into our best selves and inspire others, right? In a vision by using our heads, but ultimately being the change we want to see in the world, being peaceful, right? Being wise. Ajna chakra. There's a lot of levels to this, right? Ambition isn't bad, and you want to kind of use your head and, but don't take heads. Don't be so ambitious that you're crushing skulls. And if you're very joyful about it, you're going to inspire others to support you, right? This person's like a dancer or something. They're like, check me out. I'm coming from my heart and I'm doing awesome shit. And they're like, ooh, we'll hold you up. They're bringing peace and beauty to the community, potentially, right? So when we're launching through time space, when we're launching through this Tao, right, with the 8 of Wands, we're being inspired to go, go, go. And with the Sun in Aries, Mercury in Aries is like, go, go, go. And with, the King of Swords as the clarifier, we want our mission to be accomplished. And that's a good thing. But you don't want to do it at the cost of the community, right? You want to be kind of supported by the community, not just antagonistic to it. And you want to be peaceful. You have strength, but you don't always have to show it. Sometimes it's better to show wisdom and restraint and calm than just tenacity and fierceness and, overt physical strength. You don't want to just bash skulls because you can. That power can come in handy if you never use it. But if you're always the bully, like everyone is gonna, think less of you and avoid you and all this kind of stuff. So, last card, we've got Tibetan Black Quartz. And you can quantumly entangle with this, because that's just the nature of being here in this world. Tibetan Black Quartz, what it is, the black in Tibetan Black Quartz references the storm-like bursts of an inky mineral often found inside the stone, and the Tibetan, quote-unquote, references the crystal's Himalayan origins. Tibetan Black Quartz reminds those on the spiritual path to non-judgmentally ask, could I even be more clear right now, right? Opening your third eye, quite frankly, right? Because we're all on this journey, and we're getting there, but it's like, look how clear that destination looks compared to maybe where they were. There's stumps and, apocalypse happening here. And we got to use our heads to really change the world peacefully and move into higher dimensions in this plane and others. It's like Bill Hicks said in his comedy, it's like, let's just, we've got enough money in the world, like stop funding war, i.e. peacefulness, right? Stop funding war. And that could feed the world and clothe the world and educate people 100 times over, and let's explore inner and outer space. It's a very enthusiastic kind of use, right? Could I be even clearer now kind of question. Who needs it? Metaphysicists, occultists, tantrists, and Sagittarians. So super magical people. And given the fact that Jupiter is conjunct, Jupiter is conjunct Neptune in Pisces with Venus in Pisces, we do want to be tapping into magic and dreams and, dare I say, esoteric practices, tantra. Where to put it? Wherever you are looking to elevate the vibe, operate on a higher plane, and explore the vastness of your human consciousness. It is a third eye day, so meditation would be in order. And you'll probably launch off. I've astral projected before. It's not false, it's real. And I found myself very far away in another kind of realm, whether it was in real time space or not, I don't know. And my mind got me there, right? By doing certain breathing techniques and exercising. Ask me about it and I'll tell you about it. So, it's where I met Jesus in the 4D or 5D or something. It was crazy. And this was in high school, so wasn't expecting it. When to use it? When you're chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, and when you're pulling tarot cards, people like myself, light up your spiritual path, right? So we want to light up our spiritual path using our intuition, Ajna Chakra Day. And it's saying, when you're chasing enlightenment, look at this. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sick of this. It's not just about death and taxes. I want something more. And yes, you're embodied and you're here in a sense, but you can shoot for more. 8 of Wands. Use your head on how to do that. Hit me up for a reading. I can kind of help you guide through that process of know thyself to the best of my degree, But we're trying to elevate ourselves above the primitive self in a sense. Right? So this is maybe our ancestral self where it's Vikings and they're all just killing each other, and then somebody rises up and they're like a warrior poet who doesn't actually kill anybody but like write songs like King David or whatever. We want to be peacemakers. Blessed are the peacemakers. And peace, no matter what, is going to light up our spiritual path and light up the path of others. So on our journey, on our rocket ship towards greatness, our higher dimensionality, which we're embodying here, I mean, it's not something else out there in a sense. It's all just a matter of perception. King of Swords is all in your head. Try to, elevate the situation through peacefulness, lighting up your spiritual path with Tibetan quartz, Tibetan black quartz, doing real mindfulness and third eye opening techniques, meditation, right? It says reflection, contemplation, meditation, and creative use of your imagination. Our imaginations are on fire right now. Sun and Aries, Mercury and Aries, we're on fire. So let's nurture ourselves, Moon in Cancer, and others, North Node of Taurus, bring value peaceably and light up our spiritual path and theirs as well. Be a light on the way, as the Emerald Tablets of Thoth would say, which is an interesting, either fictitious or not, listen. If you've never listened to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, check out the audiobook. It's an interesting investment of time. I'd love to hear your 2 cents on it. So check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. We've got 200 almost 80 episodes, 2+ hour, hour, 2 hours, usually 2 hours, conversations with all sorts of people. Rupert Sheldrake, Richard Rudd, Stacey DeMarco, she made this deck. I just hold up these decks and say these people sometimes. Andrew Jones, he's an artist. A lot of cool people, a lot of normal people too. So don't just think it's only celebrities or anything like that. So check out the podcast. Holler for readings and leave a tip, obviously, if you've enjoyed this. $33 for an hour of cards, which Lynn's daughter just got last night, and she was like saying, great job. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. I love pulling cards. It's fun. 5 stars, right? So that's what I do. $33 for an hour of cards, $88 for 3 hours of astrology. We'll get into the nitty gritty of astrology and who thou art in this lifetime at a level, and $111 for both. And guys, just, yeah, try to open up your minds. Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream. Be peaceful. Look around you. And sometimes it's kind of a paradox, because this card was saying, don't just sleep on it, go for it. But go for it mentally, really, is the point. You don't have to go kick ass and take names physically. You don't have to go beat up the local guy. Maybe it's about how to call the cops and narc on him. That's a weird example, right? Instead of taking it on yourself. Be peaceable. Elevate yourself and others. When you elevate and are seen, you can see that in other people. And the Tibetan black quartz is saying, light up your spiritual path. And the best way to do that, honestly, is through meditation, mindfulness, creative engagement. Venus in Pisces, Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, Cancer moon. Tap into your emotional field and create. And you will be surprised at what that magnetizes and spurs on. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Like I said, leave a tip if you have. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. Enjoy your Saturn's day. Adios.